Welcome to Gummies for Grownups with Martin Andelman, where we explore the world of THC gummies with insight, purpose, and a hint of humor. Dive into the science, legality, and benefits of gummies. Let's get enlightened.
Hi, this is Martin Andelman from Deltrium, and I wanted to talk to you today about the different blends that Deltrium offers, because we just got back from a couple of different trade shows. One of them was in Miami. It was an Alternate Product Expo, and there were about 800 different vendors there. And we just got back from Hemp Peru in North Carolina. That was a lot of fun. And again, we got to see some of the competition. And the reality is, I want to say this right, there aren't really gummies like Deltrium gummies. There are companies that say, well, we have other blends too. We have a blend that helps you sleep, or we have a blend that helps you this or that. Those things exist. The problem is the blends are fundamentally the same. Like, one company has gummies with 25 milligrams of Delta 8 in them, and they're good for sleep or something else. They have multi-purpose, but the same ingredients. So I wanted to talk to you about what you need to know about this, because it's really important. Let's take a look at Deltrium's blends, okay? First of all, no two blends have anywhere near the same ingredients. They're not the same. Not at all. They create a very different effect, each one. So while Dream will help you sleep, if you take Energize at dinner time, you probably won't go to bed till 4 a.m. Different blends, different effects. So let's look at what's so different. There's a lot going on here. In Soaring, and Soaring is our blend that its purpose is to be intoxicating, right? It's a high. So in Soaring, in each gummy, we have 10 milligrams of Delta 9 THC, and then we add 10 milligrams of THCV, and then we add 15 milligrams of CBG and 5 milligrams of HHC. Okay? So it's Delta 9 THC with THCV, with CBG, and then HHC. Now, if you want to know more about these initials, these cannabinoids, check the glossary at deltrium.com. It's really very good. We're very proud of it, and I hope it'll give you the full picture of what each cannabinoid is all about. But that's Soaring. Now, why do we add THCV? THCV increases the bioavailability of THC. So with 10 milligrams of Delta 9 THC and then adding 10 milligrams of THCV, you will absorb a lot more of the Delta 9 THC, and it'll feel like a gummy with a lot more Delta 9 THC than 10 milligrams. So that's Soaring. Then you'd say, well, let's contrast that with Dream. Dream is there to help you sleep. It puts you to sleep very gently. It keeps you asleep through the night, and you wake up without any grogginess or, any residual feeling. And in Dream, each gummy has 25 milligrams of Delta 8 THC, 15 milligrams of CBN, 25 milligrams of passion flower, and 50 milligrams of L-theanine. Now, these are other homeopathic mushrooms that have a purpose in that blend. They are part of why Dream puts you to sleep, keeps you to sleep, and you wake up without any grogginess. And then you'd look at something like Joyful. People talk about Joyful. They say it's the most expensive gummy ever made because of what's inside it. Joyful has 15 milligrams of Delta 9 THC, 10 milligrams of Delta 8 THC, 7.5 milligrams of THCV, 5 milligrams of CBD, 10 milligrams of CBG, 50 milligrams of cordyceps, and 50 milligrams of lion's mane. Cordyceps and lion's mane are both types of functional mushrooms. That's in one gummy, Joyful. There isn't anything like it on the market. And what is its purpose? It's a mood elevator. It's something that just makes you happy, makes colors brighter. It doesn't impair you. you can take a half a joyful or whatever your dose should be in the morning and not be sleepy, and you can still do math, but you feel happy, and that's joyful. And then you've got Energize. Energize is like, it's energy in a bottle, but with no caffeine. Inside, there's 20 milligrams of Delta 8, 10 milligrams of THCV, 5 milligrams of CBD, 50 milligrams of cordyceps, and 50 milligrams of lion's mane. Energize. Then you've got Unwind. Unwind is very popular with people. It is a nice kind of relaxing, sort of like having a glass of wine. It's got 25 milligrams of Delta 8, 10 milligrams of CBD, and then 10 milligrams of ashwagandha. That's Unwind. And then Soothe. Soothe is for pain. It's just 50 milligrams of Delta 8 THC, but then there's 15 milligrams of lemon balm to smooth that out and make it not jittery. It works. So that's what we mean when we say we have products with a purpose and 6 different blends. We don't mean that we have 6 different flavors. Our gummies come in a flavor. I mean, Soaring comes in watermelon. That's it. It's never going to come in another flavor. It comes in watermelon. We have flavors so they taste good, and they do taste great. They're sweetened with tapioca. There's no corn syrup. They're, all natural, all those things. So watermelon so that they taste good, but it's not about the flavor. They all taste good. It doesn't matter. Energize is blueberry. I mean, Soothe is tangerine. They're all delicious. They taste terrific, but they do very different things. So when you look at gummies, you want to, think about alcohol for a minute, right? If you walk into a bar, do you want a shot of tequila? Or would you like a glass of wine? Or would you like a beer? Maybe an IPA? What to order, right? I mean, sometimes some of you out there are going, well, we all went to a bar and we did shots of tequila, but that's not what you want to do all the time, right? I like to have a glass of wine in the evening, sometimes 2 or 3 glasses of wine. And if you remember James Carville, the bald guy on CNN or whatever, he has a quote out there I thought was very funny. He said, "The perfect time in the world is to be 1 3/4 of the way through my second martini with people I like." That sort of says it, right? He knows what drink and how much of it he wants to have so that it feels best, right? If you drink too much, then things aren't so good anymore, right? And if you don't drink enough, then you don't feel anything. So first you have to look at Deltrium's blends as to what purpose, what do you want it to do? If you're having trouble with pain, it's Soothe. If you can't sleep, it's Dream. If you want something to put you in a great mood during the day, it's Joyful or Energize. And then if you want something that really gets you high, makes you intoxicated, then it's Soaring. And then the next thing is, since once you know the blend that you want to take, now the question is, how much of it should you take? And that's where our algorithm, there's just nothing to compare it to. It's the only one in the world. It's 14 questions, all about you. You go onto the site, you click Find My Dose. It's going to give you 14 questions. And when you've answered them all, 5 seconds later or so, it's going to tell you what color you are. It's going to give you a color bar. The color bar is purple, orange, green, blue, or red. And you'll find a color bar on the back of every Deltrium product. You can just turn it around. And if you were green, for example, if the algorithm said you were green, then your dose of Soaring is 1 gummy. If you were purple, your dose would be 1/4 of a gummy. If you were red, it could be 2 gummies. If you were orange, it would be half a gummy. So you know how much to take. And it's important that you use the algorithm and that you trust the algorithm. It's not a toy. We didn't make it over the weekend. It took almost a year and was very difficult to do. And it will tell you your optimal initial dose so that when you want to try Soaring, you don't have to worry that you might end up taking too much and feeling uncomfortable, or you might end up not taking enough and feeling nothing. We don't want either of those things. We want it to be just right. You know the Goldilocks thing, right? Not too hot, not too cold, just right. So first you pick the product by knowing, well, what's the purpose? What do I want this to do? And then you use the algorithm to tell you what your color is based on your answers, and that'll tell you how much to take. And then finally, the Deltrium divider. And boy, let me tell you, our Deltrium divider was incredibly popular at these trade shows. It's the world's only dedicated gummy cutter. It's patent pending, and it was engineered specifically to cut gummies. So all you do is there's a video on the website. Just go to the website, scroll down, and you'll see a video of the cutter. But the Deltrium divider is what we call it. The Deltrium divider makes it easy to get your dose right? I mean, when someone says take half, you don't do this. You don't know if that's half. How much did you take? You don't know. So you use the Deltrium divider, you push down, you have 4 equal pieces. And now if it says take a quarter, well, you'll know what a quarter is. It'll be very easy to get a quarter. That's why people are so happy with Deltrium gummies after they've tried them. They call back, they reorder them. They don't want any other gummies. They only want Deltrium gummies. And that's why. I mean, yeah, our packaging's great. People compliment us all the time. It's great packaging. Terrific. Why do they call back and order the same thing again or order another blend? Because they work. Because they knew how much to take. And that's really what it comes down to. The right blend in the right amount, well, it just can be life-changing. Really, life-changing. But if you take the wrong blend or you don't know how much to take, well, then it's a mess. And you just shouldn't do it. You should never take anything that you don't know what's inside. Remember, you're a grown-up. You don't want to buy like gummies out of the back of a van. That's crazy. Someone asked me at a show recently if I wanted to try a drinkable, which was something made with THC in a beverage. And I said, well, I mean, how much should I take or what's inside? And they're like, well, there's 50 milligrams of Delta 9. I'm like, yeah, but how much is there in a drink? And how much should I take? And how do I know how this will affect me? And they, of course, don't know. And I, as much as I like the idea, and Deltrium may have a drinkable someday, I didn't want to do it. Because frankly, I had plans to go to dinner in a couple hours, and I didn't know how it was going to affect me. And I don't want to just try something and then find out. I want to know going in, how much should I take, and what is this supposed to do? And by the way, if you think about it, if you buy a gummy in a store and you don't know what it's supposed to do, well, then how do you know it worked or not? I mean, well, I don't know what it was supposed to do, so I'm not really sure. Well, with our products, that never happens. Dream is going to put you to sleep and keep you asleep, and if it does that, then it worked. Unwind's going to be relaxing. If it does that, it worked. Joyful is going to make you happy and keep you going. Energize is going to keep you going all day. If it did those things, that's how you know it worked. If you took the right amount, it will work. So that's Deltrium and blends. And be careful out there, because there are people that say they have something in their products, and when we check their lab reports, it's not there. I hate this. I want tighter regulation on this. People have to be able to trust labels. The way that we handled it was by being double-blind lab tested. No one else does this either. No one has the blends that we do. No one uses the cannabinoids we do. No one has an algorithm to tell you how much to take or a gummy cutter to make dividing your gummies into quarters easy. No one does any of those things. No one does double-blind lab testing. That means that we make, say, 100,000 gummies. We take a random sample of those and divide it in half. Half we send to one lab, and the other half we send to a different lab. They don't know each other. They don't know about each other. And then we get lab reports. And if they didn't match, we wouldn't offer the product. And you can see both lab reports on our website under each product, so you'll know exactly what's inside. All right? I could go on, and I often do, but I don't want to, make this last too long. I want you to really think about it. Next time you're thinking, I want to try a gummy. That's not enough information. Why do you want to try it? What do you want it to do? How much should you take? That's Deltrium. Only Deltrium.
Thanks for tuning in to Gummies for Grownups with your host, Martin Andelman, as we unwrap the world of THC gummies together. For the finest THC gummies for grownups, head over to Deltrium.com. Discover products designed with your needs in mind. Whether it's sleep, relief, or a boost of energy, Deltrium has you covered. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and remember, when it comes to THC gummies, choose Deltrium. Only Deltrium.